welcome back to my channel. I can officially say welcome back to my channel. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Juanita, aka Will's World. That's the name of my channel. So today I'm gonna be giving you tips about thrifting, where all the good stuffs are. Growing up when we were little, we used to call it back then in Africa, we used to call thrifting okerika. If you can relate, if you know what okerika means, leave it down in the comment section. Then, as teenagers, when we go for thrifting, aka okerika, sometimes we get ashamed because then they label it as, oh, if you're going to buy thrifts, you are poor. It's a thing of status symbols at the time. It's like, oh, you're poor if you're going thrifting. But over the years, when I came to America, I realized that no, it's not for the poor. You can actually get good deals and pretty good deals. They are vintage clothing at the thrift stores, like quality good stuffs. I'll tell you for free that I've found good, great items. I've found rare gems at the thrift store. So now I'm gonna be giving you like tips, five things you should know before you go to a thrift store. So guys, before you go thrifting, you have to get your hierarchy of needs sorted. You have to know your basic, what you really want for that day, because thrifting can be very exhausting. You need to go prepared. You have to have a list of things you want to buy, and also you have to have a budget before you go thrifting. Make sure you eat breakfast if you're going in the morning. If you're going in the afternoon, make sure you have something in your stomach, because sometimes it's crazy. They keep their stores everywhere. Some of the stores I go to are always big, so you want to go prepared. If you really want to get the good stuff, you need to go prepared. So number one, make sure you eat breakfast and have your hierarchy of needs sorted. Your priorities, what you really want to buy. Basically, have a list of items you want to buy. You can write it down on your phone, or you can write it down on your notes. That's the number one thing I would say. And then number two thing I would say is that know your thrift stores around. Before you go thrifting, you would have explored like few stores around you, and then you would have known the stores that sell kids clothing more. You would have known the stores that specialize in vintage clothing, that's old clothing. You would have known the stores that carries shoes, footwear wares. You would have known the stores that have accessories, glasses. You would have studied your environment. And then another thing I would say is that you go to where the rich people are. You can't go wrong with that. Go to where the rich people are. You find some good deals there. You find some quality items that when you see, sometimes when I go and I pick up stuff, I'm like, I'll question myself. I'm like, well, are you sure this thing is a thrift store? Because you will see good quality. I remember when I went thrifting like a few months ago, I got a bag for $16. And that's the highest I've spent on an item. Guys, that brings me to my next tip. If you want to spend on an item, for one item, don't spend more than $10. Or I'll say max $16, and it has to be really worth it. So the bag I bought for $16 was an outdoor bag, and I know that bag retails for $50 to $60 for real, and the bag was in good condition, good shape. The leather was crisp, was really good, and I rushed it. That's why I bought it for $16. So the next tip is you don't spend more than $10 to $16 on an item. That brings now to the next tip I'll give you is, when you go thrifting, some thrift stores don't have changing room. So my dears, you want to go with a comfortable outfit. So when you get there, you can just, when you see something you like, maybe you want to test a jean, you can just put it on. Or maybe you wear like a leggings, something comfortable, something you can just throw in, because some thrift stores don't have a dressing room. So that's the thing, you have to go comfortable. Then you wear a slide that can easy, if you're going to buy shoe that day, maybe shoes among the things on your list, you wear a slide that you can easily take out and try on shoes. That's another thing. That's another tip I'm going to give you. Go prepared. Go dressed accordingly, appropriately. Something that is easy to put another clothing on top. Brings me to the next tip. The next tip is go a size higher. If you are a small, go for medium. If you are a large, you go for extra large. You know what I mean? Don't buy your exact size. And then another thing is, you need to look at the clothing. You need to look at the racks. You need to look at the clothing, because sometimes you will see that when you go to some of the thrift stores that have like a changing room, you go there and you see clothes laid around. Maybe somebody tried it and it didn't size them. You just pick it, and that will be like your perfect pick for the day. So you need to look everywhere, and you need to, you know, check everywhere at the thrift store. That's why I said you need to eat breakfast, lunch, or whenever time you're going, just have something in your stomach so you have the energy to search. If you want to go thrifting, you have to go prepared so that you take your time and explore what they have in the thrift store. That's how you find good stuff. You take time. Thrift store is not something you breeze in and breeze out, except you want to just pick an item, one item. That's when you can do that. But other than that, you need to go with a plan in your mind. Now, the next one. Yeah. So now in going thrifting, you have to have in mind that there are two types of thrift stores. Typically they have vintage thrift stores and modern thrift stores. The vintage thrift stores are where the seniors are. Typically you find, older generations in those thrift stores. So you want to go to areas where the seniors live. You can actually research. You can put it on your map to find out where old people reside in your area, or somewhere that you can, go to. Then that's where you get the vintage, that's where you find vintage thrift stores where seniors live. And trust me, they have really pretty good stuffs and high quality stuffs. And then, so that's why I said, you have to know what you want in mind. And then the modern thrift stores are where the younger generation reside. Those ones you find, more of, young clothing, jeans, and all the things that that young people would wear. That's where you find it more. So those are the type of thrift stores that we have. And another tip I would say is that find somebody that goes thrifting. Don't worry, find somebody that goes thrifting and you legit thank me later, because the person will know areas where the good stuffs are, because he or she has experience in thrifting. So they will know the areas where you can find the real tea. So find somebody that knows how to thrift and that goes thrifting. He will spill the tea for free. He will tell you for free where to look. That's a good tip too. Then another thing I would say is that when you go thrifting, you want to go during the week. And then when you go, maybe any day you go, ask them, the workers there, say hi. When do you guys upload new stocks? When do people really donate? What days do people typically donate? Because that's the day you find really good stuff. So you want to go between Monday to Friday. I go weekend sometimes, yeah, because sometimes, I go weekend, maybe that's where they're having a really big sales. Bringing me to my next tip. When you go thrifting, check tags. Once you enter the thrift store, look up or ask them where they have their sales tag. Sometimes they will say they tag by color. White might be 20% off, green might be 50% off, yellow might be 10% off. So you want to ask them what tag sales they have on the day you go. Don't miss that, so that when you are searching through the rack, you can have that in your mind. Have it in your mind that, okay, this is the color that has more sale for that day, and you can be lucky to find something. Another thing is, some thrift stores generally have some days they do sales, like maybe Memorial Day sales, Thanksgiving Day sales, Christmas Day sales, July 4th sales. Any holiday they normally do sales, and the sales is always a big one, 50% off. I mean, you're buying cheap upon cheap. You go to the thrift store with $50 and you come out with two bags full of items, good items. So you want to know when they are doing the big sales, so you can put it in your calendar and go on those are how you can save money buying thrift stuffs as well. And then brings me to my final tip. Please guys, very important, check the clothing. Because trust me, in fact most of the thrift stores, before they bring out the clothes donated, they normally wash it. And so you need to check the clothing you want to buy. If you see any tear or any beers, I call them beers, all those things that come out in clothing, just drop it, because for it to still be there's nothing that can be done. You can't do anything anymore, because they have already washed the clothes. So just drop it, because there are times you will see some little tears or some, clothes that are looking really terribly old. Don't pick. You have other options. Just keep looking till you find what you like. And if you don't see what you like in a particular store, I dare. There are so many options out there. You can go to other thrift stores, but trust me, you must find a good pick in the thrift store. Okay, now the final tip is to look out for textures and material. You can't go wrong with that. You want to go for textures that are easy to maintain. You don't want to go, there are some things I don't even want to go for when I go thrifting. Like, I don't want to go for suede because I feel like it's very hard to maintain, it's very expensive to maintain. And then you want to look out for the materials. I like to look out for, cotton materials that are really good. I like to look out for cordro. I like to look out for linen. I like to look out for you know jackets and all those things that are really of high quality. But things I stay away from when I go thrifting is like, I think I mentioned it earlier, is like suede. It's very hard to maintain, so I don't know how to maintain suede. I feel like it's expensive to maintain, so I don't look out for those items. So you want to check the quality of the material. And another thing I stay away from is polyester. I don't like going for polyester because they tend to, ruin. They don't last. They fade off easily and they tear quickly. From experience, they don't last very long, so I stay away from such materials. So guys, that will bring you to the end of my video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking and watching. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. Bye for now.